You're watching Adorama TV.
Hi everybody, welcome to this week's episode of iPad app reviews right here on Adorama TV. I'm Mark Wallace. Well, this week we have an awesome app. It's called Halftone, and it is for taking your photos on your iPad and converting them into sort of a comic book look, so you can add captions and all kinds of little thought balloons and speech balloons and stuff. And so let's take a closer look at Halftone for the iPad. All right, let's take a closer look at Halftone. Before we do, I'm going to go into my photo album, and you can see I've got a few photos here taken at Photo Plus Expo, and I want to take this one of me and Joel and convert it into something spectacular. So what we'll do here is I will go to Halftone, and as soon as Halftone opens, it's going to ask me to take a photo or choose from an album or just paste something. I'm going to choose from an album. I'm going to go right in here into my camera roll, and here is me and Joel. Now this was taken at Photo Plus Expo last week. There we are. So the first thing it does is it recognizes our faces. And I'm going to go in here and change this from November 2nd, 2011. I'm going to make this say Photo Plus Expo. And so I'm doing this on my external keyboard. So there it is, Photo Plus Expo. And so now that I have that, I'll click Done. And that changes just like that. I can go down here and I can also change this one. So I'm going to clear all this. And I'm going to make this say Mark and Joel hanging out. I got to put my fingers on the right keys. Mark and Joel hanging out. There we go. So that's done. All right, so now we have these two things. Now what I could do is I can change that background texture or paper. So we have plain white, and we've got parchment and borders and stains and all kinds of different things here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a cardstock. I sort of like that. You can see how it looks, or I can just put it on stains here. And I like that because it brings out Joel's eyes, makes him look great. So we have that. Then I can go in here and change the layout. So right now I've got a caption and a small caption. I can put two captions there, no captions there, just a border. I can do all kinds of things. I sort of like what I have there, so I'm going to leave it alone. But you can see that there are different layouts here that you can have. The next thing I want to do is add some balloons. And so this, actually you get these instructions all throughout. It's really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap this. And once I have that, I'm going to say, instead of hi, I'm going to say, hello from Joel, because he likes to be very happy. So I'll do that, and then I can just push this and move it wherever I want. And then notice that's sticking in his eye. I can just take that little tail there and move it down. So Joel's saying hello. I'm going to make myself say hi. And I like where that's placed. And the reason it knows where to place this is that face detection. It knows where our faces are. So we have that. Now, this is Photo Plus Expo this year, but we know we're going to come back next year and hang out. And so I'm going to put to be continued up there. And so this is a really nice thing. This is a stamp, and what you can do is you can choose all kinds of different stamps. So you can have blam and arg and wham and different graphics and UPC symbols and all kinds of stuff. But I like this to be continued, so I'm going to choose that. Now down here I can change that into different colors. Now not all of these can be changed to different colors, but a lot of them can. Now I like this sort of orange and red Indiana Jones kind of look. So I like that. So I'll go back over here. Now with one finger I can grab the edge of that, and I can make it spin and make it a little bit larger. And then when I grab the center of that, I can just make it go exactly where I want it to go. And there you have it. Now what I can do also, if I don't like this text or the font of the text, I can change that to something else. Now these digital strips are created specifically for Halftone, the app, and so you're going to see that only here. So I've got that. I really like how it looks, and now I'm ready to share that with the world. And I can do that by going up over here. I can send that to my album or an email or Facebook, Twitter. Or I can even send it to an app like Instagram or some other apps that you can see on their site. There are some apps that are compatible with this, and it's really cool. Now the other thing I can do here, if I want to change the halftone pattern or do some other things, I've got a lot of different selections here, so I can blend the original or not. I can do original processing or not. I can even crop this so it's square instead of horizontal. I can turn that face detection on and off. I can change the dot size to something really large. I can change the strength to something not as opaque. But I'm going to do this, so I'm just going to click off of that. You can see that the dots become really large. I don't really like that. I like those dots to be a little bit smaller, a little bit more realistic, so I'll bring that down a little bit. And we've got our cool comic book look right there, and it's really neat. So I'll take that. I'm going to go ahead and tweet that out. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say send to Twitter, and my iOS 5 Twitter pops right up. And look at that. It says Mark and Joel hanging out, and it grabbed the text from our caption. Now I didn't capitalize Joel, so I'm going to do that really quickly. So I'll do that, and then also I can tag. So I can go in here and I'll just put Joel in there. So Adorama used is Joel's tag, so I'll do that. Bam, and now I'll send it, and that is now on Twitter. And that is an awesome app called Halftone. Well, that's Halftone for the iPad. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Remember, if you have an app that you're wondering about or you have a suggestion for a review, well, send that to me at AskMark@Adorama.com. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you again next week.
This episode is brought to you by Adorama TV. Visit the Adorama Learning Center where you'll find photography tips and techniques, links to the gear used in this episode, and related videos. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. And the next time you're in New York City, visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.